Hello and welcome back to Staffer Retro. Last time we ended up with chapter 5, and now we're starting the epilogue. Mr. Bryan, Miss Votana.
出発するの。もう少し待ってもらってもいいですか？
Can we leave a bit later?
無理です。
No. Huh?
ボータンさんのケチ、ちょっとくらいいいじゃないですか。
Miss Votan, you're being a bit stingy again. Anyone could see the foe, we could say to let her go.
いえ、今回は僕も反対です。
No, I'm also on mine to disagree. Yeah?
なんでですか？さっきは待つって言ってたじゃないですか。
But why? You were fine with it before.
少しの間、屋内で気持ちを落ち着かせるだけというなら構いません。でも、そうではないでしょう。
If she were to merely take a moment indoors to compose herself, I wouldn't mind. However, that's clearly not the case, is it?
どこかへ外出するつもりなら、今は危険すぎます。
If you're thinking of going off somewhere, it's far too dangerous at this juncture.
考えてみてください、レトロ。あなたはたった2日前、この町に潜んでいた最後のマフィアを表に引きずり出したばかりです。
Think about this, Retro. You just brought a mafia family that was hidden up to 2 days ago into light.
私と昨日急遽派遣された他の要員たちができる限り排除しましたが、まだ残党がいる可能性は高い。
The agents I dispatched in a hurry yesterday have cleaned them up as much as physically possible. There's a good chance that some are still hiding about.
しかも連中は我々に恨みを持っているはずです。
And there's a good chance that the remnants are holding a grudge against us.
確かに。まだボスであるトラックのおじさんもいますし。
True, after all, their boss Trucker Daddy is still out there.
あいつのことなら
You're worried about him?
もう気にする必要はありません。永遠に。
That's fine and settled forever.
どうするんですか、この空気。
What's with the mood?
ああ、失礼。無線が。
Hold up, my radio.
スフォークから音が。
Is that sound coming from her spore?
はい？いえ、はい。
Excuse me, yes.
どうしたんですか？
What is it?
許可が下りました。これから5日間は我々の保護下で自由に調査を行って構いません。
Permission granted. You got the next 5 days to investigate all you like of our protection.
こんな急に？
Excuse me, out of nowhere?
あの方か。
Was it him?
はい。納得はできませんが、あの方の指示ですから、おそらくこれで正しいのでしょう。
Yes, I don't understand, but he said it, so it's probably the right move.
あの方って。
Him?
自由な行動を認める代わりに条件があります。
Instead of cutting you completely free, I have conditions.
マナの根源となる男。最初のステップ。
The man who serves as the source of mana, the first staff.
その真実を突き止めてからロンドンへ向かわなければなりません。
Find the truth, and then we can head on to London.
それは私たちも望んでたことですけど。
That's exactly what we're hoping for.
あの方って一体誰なんです？どうしてそんな情報を求めているんですか？
But who is him, and what information are you hoping for exactly?
すみませんが、それはロンドンに着くまでお伝えできません。
I'm sorry, but I can't let you know that until we arrive in London.
あの方なんて呼ぶような人なら、おそらく管理局の副局長ヘルマン・モンドじゃないですか？
If it's someone high enough to grant that request, it's probably Cabinet Secretary at the Phenomena Bureau, Herman Mann. No?
局長のウィンストン・リーダーフォードは今ほとんど引退しているような状態だって聞いてます。実質的なトップのヘルマン・モンドなら広範囲なスキルを使わせて1日でこの近辺の要員を集結させることもできるはずで。
I heard that the official director, Winston Rutherford, was semi-retired now. We're de facto head, Herman Mann, though. it would be very possible to use a number of skills at his fingertips to bring a whole host of agents in the area in a single day.
みんなどうしたんですか？
Huh? What's wrong with you all?
助手さん、そんなことどうして知ってるんですか？助手さんのくせにすごく賢そうに見えたんですけど。
Is this a girl? All that just now. How do you know so much? You seem uncharacteristically intelligent.
前にどこかで聞いたことがある気がして。
Excuse me? I just think I heard it somewhere before.
まあ、あの方の偉業なら知っていてもそこまで不思議ではありませんが。
Well, if we're talking about his list of greatest achievements, it's not out of the question to know.
とにかく、あなたたちに与えられた時間は5日です。期間内に必ず調査を終えてください。
Anyway, you two have 5 days. You got until then to finish up your investigation into the matter.
余裕があればシチリアの人たちと別れの挨拶を交わすのも悪くないでしょう。
If you find yourself with some free time, it might be good to say goodbye to the people of Sicilia as well.
またそんなのんきなことを。
Again with your idle banter.
じゃあ、まずはこの騒動の始発点であるトルレンさんに話を聞きに行きましょうか。
First of all, we'll better hear about Miss Toyland, the source of all this task has to say.
サンアガタの研究室で待ってるって言ってましたし、早速行ってみましょう。
She said she would wait for us in her lab in St. Agatha, so how about we head that way?
さて、どこから調査を始めよう。
So where should we begin our investigation? Optional, look around various places from last time. Okay. Portia Accounting in East Bridge.
バサーニオさん、裏側の空間に閉じ込められた私を助けようとしてくれてました。
Mr. Balsanillo, he worked to get me out of there when I was trapped in that dark space.
結局は何度もお腹をえぐられたんですけどね。
In the end, the pain in my stomach was excruciating.
それ、話す順番が逆だったら、もうちょっと感動できたと思いま
Would
す。
that have been more touching to say in the reverse order?
それはさておき。やっぱりこっちには戻ってきていないみたい
That
ですね。
aside, it seems like he didn't come back here.
あんな金貸しに構っている時間はありませんよ。もしかしたら、すでに管理局かファミリーの残党に始末されているかもしれませ
I
ん。
don't have time to worry about that loan shark. He might have already been disposed of by the Baru or what was left of the family.
そうなんでしょうか。でも、
Maybe, however, so the Baru on the lookout for the members of the Shylock family now. Yes, now the people who actively involved in that event have been dealt with, so moving around shouldn't be present a big problem. But it would still stick with us as much as possible. Finishing all that in a little more than a day, the Baru is really something else. Dealt with, does that mean arrested or maybe a scary thought to think of? Even though they were bad people, a lot of lives could have ended because of my choices. There you have. Then you haven't heard anything about Mr. Fastanillo, like the Baru agents catching him? He's a criminal mastermind who tried to sell you all. Not sure why you're still amicable towards the man. I wouldn't say amicable is the right word. However, if I had to pick between liking and hating the man, I don't think he'll fall into the liking category. However, if you ask if he was a bad man, if I'm actually thinking about it, I guess he sort of was. What on earth are you trying to say? I'm not sure myself. It's not like he was particularly likable or good. It's just, I'm worried about him. If that's your issue, forget about it. You need to solve this issue about the first staff as quickly as you can, so you can head back to London. Right, I got you.
いやー、逃げられてしまいました。
Wow, they're
思ったよ
gone
り
quite
すばしっ
quickly
こいです
too.
ね。
まさかこんなことになるとは残念だよ。
This can't be. I never expected it would happen like this. What a shame.
そうですね。お嬢さんはもともとあんな積極的な子ではなかったんです
True,
が、
the little miss was never one to be so hands-on.
また見つけ出すにはこちらも本気でかからないといけませんね。
You're hoping to find them again? We're gonna have quite the job ahead of us, huh?
そういう話じゃないだろう。
That's not what I meant.
お前あの本の形をしたステップのスキルを知って
You
いた
knew
な。
the skill in the staff in the form of the book, didn't you?
ああ、知ってはいたんですがね、動揺していて反応できなかったんですよ。
Ah, that I knew. But I was still too shocked to do anything about it.
お前は知ってた。だからあの商人の女の拘束も解いた
No,
んだ
you
よな。
knew. That's why you undid that merchant's girl with restraints.
残念だよ。
What an absolute shame.
身内とまではいかなくと
Even though
も
we're not related
合
by
理
blood,
的で話のわかるやつだと思ってたのに、
I always thought you'd be a rational friend of mine.
肝心な場面であんな割に合わない行動をするなんてな。
To do something unprofitable at such a decisive moment.
何か誤解があるみたいですが、
Hahaha, I think there's been a misunderstanding.
だとしても俺に誤解させたお前が悪いだろう。
Even if there has, it's you who made me misunderstand.
そう思わないか。
Isn't that right?
冗談ですよ
You're
ね。
joking, right?
待ってください、ドン・シャイロック。申し訳ありません。私が責任を持ってまた捕まえてきますから。
Don't shy, look, I apologize. I'll take responsibility and catch her again.
最後の言葉まで全く残念なやつだ。
To hear those to be your final words, another shame.
なぜ
Why?
エダ・ボータ
Eda Vota. Was no surprise.
管理局
To brew.
5年プライドを捨て這いつくばりながら必死で隠れてきたのに。
5 years ago, I threw away my pride to crawl through the dirt and made my escape.
結局捕まったが、
But in the end, I've been caught red-handed.
それもお前みたいな小娘に捕まってしまうとはな。
And to think you'll be eaten by a youngster like you.
なあ、お前は今幸せなのか。
Look here, are you happy now?
なぜ喋っているの？
Why exactly are you still talking?
自分が一番よくわかっているはず。
All of this is what you've done with your own two hands.
私があんたを生かしておくつもりはない
And
と。
I have no mind to keep you alive.
なぜって、
Ha ha ha, about that.
このステップは発動するまでに少し時間がかかるからだ。
I just need some time for the staff to activate. Explosive.
この音は
The sound of a foghorn.
船から出てる音じゃないぞ。録音か。カラスさん。
It wasn't from the ship, it was a recording, Madam Crow.
さらばだ。
Goodbye.
大きな勘違いね。
I see. You're quite mistaken.
このステップで私を殺せると思っていたのなら、
With this staff, you thought you could kill me.
何を。
Why isn't it?
どんなスキルなのかは知らないけど、
I don't know what skill this has,
返してあげる、おっさん。
but let me give this back to you, Daddy.
What?
Wait. Because Votan has the skill to disable, has an item to disable his mana.
21人目。いや、22か。名前は。
Number 21. Number 22 was named.
ねえ、ヘビ。あの男、
Hey
なん
Snake,
て名前だった？
what was this guy's name?
何を言ってるんだか。
What am I even saying?
自分で殺しておいて、後から名前を聞くなんて。これじゃまるで。
I can't believe I shot. No, I killed him. And then I asked his name. This time I've lost it.
行こう。
Time to go.
これでやっとスタートラインだ。
Now it's just the beginning. It's just
誰
beginning.
かがやらなければいけないこと。
Someone has to do it.
それなら私がやるしかない。
Thus, it has to be me.
輝くあなたたちが前に進めるように。
So those who shine brightly can keep moving forward.
輝けない私は
I can't shine.
あなたたちの裏側で。
Not in the darkness behind you all. I suppose that just makes Vasinio's whereabouts unknown, I suppose. There's some special thing with Votan. It's so peaceful, like nothing happened at all.
全部たった数日前の出来事だなんて
All of this, I
信
can't
じられません。
I can't believe it all happened just a few days ago.
そういえば私たちが乗っていたスクーターって
Thinking back, the scooter we used to ride.
多分この下あたりに沈んでいるでしょうね。
It's probably down there. Thinking back, the scooter had been with us whenever we went. Honestly, I had no idea we were able to ride it around as much as we did. When I found it, it was already on the one wheel in the junkyard. So it's like I thought, we grabbed something someone threw out, and we're riding around. However, without that scooter, getting around would have been real tough. We owed a lot. Of course, I wasn't even looking where we were going back then. You got a point there, seriously, you almost pulled me off too. You also fell in the water with me too, huh? That's how you basically ended up saving me. Ah. More importantly, Assistant Girl, would you like to pay your respects to Mr. Scooter? Send it along with all the gratitude we felt up to now. Huh? No, I'd rather not. I'm not really that attached to it. After all, we can't take it to London with us anyway. Plus the Baru will be paying me, so I can just take a taxi for comfort. You really can't read the mood, Assistant Girl. It's true that I haven't felt particularly attached to Scooter, though not being able to move place to place, clinging with Miss Varig's back, it's slightly unfortunate. part ways with an old friend. It's been only 2 months since I met you right here. 2 months since you pushed me in the water, to be precise. We've been through a lot since then. What's going to happen to us now? Well, according to Miss Photon, we head to the London Bureau and start working on the project. You'll be working with the other David on the project. I'll be working as an advisor regarding their staff. That project, what even is it to make them take everything thus far? I mean, they came all the way from London to Sicily in search of the David they weren't even sure existed. From what I've overheard, it's those Bureau people hoping to save the world. That's a rather grand goal to have, and to think that we'll be the ones to save it, can't really wrap my head around it. I mean, it's better than being forced to do hard labor because you couldn't pay off a debt. Sorry. Originally, we were supposed to have until today to pay off our debt. Something feels off. It's like every time I try to think about the project, my mind gets all fuzzy. Come to think of it. What about it? What is it? Did we forget something? Nothing like that, nothing so big. I just remembered something I have to do. When Miss Fearing says things like that, I can't help feel nothing but anxiety. Just still stuff at Verita Retro. No, nothing else. Excuse.
ああ、来たのね。早く入って。話したいことが山ほどある。
You're here. Come on in. I have a lot to tell you.
トルレンさんって興味がある話題だと急に饒
So
舌
Miss
になる
Torrance
タイ
wanted
プ
to
な
talk
のね。
when it's about something she's interested in. Ciphering the parchment. What do you think the problem is, exactly? Excuse me? You mean, like climate issues or something? Or is the problem that you called us here and are suddenly acting like this? Wrong. The problem is everything. Everything written on this parchment. What do you mean everything is the problem? There are too many exceptions. Everything A to Z is an exception. And to take out all of them, there are two most problematic. Number one is, like I said before, the time period when this was written. You said it was dated about 1,000 years ago, yes? So does that mean it was written about 1,000 years ago? That would generally be the case, however, the contents actually written here were penned in man-made language that was quite recent. In other words, this document was written 1,000 years ago, but the language used is modern? Indeed, nothing to call but a contradiction. And for the answer that might resolve said contradiction, I can only think of one. The second problem is about the content written on the document. It's a new translation of the staff's functions. Oh, much formatted. This explains her hidden abilities. When held upside down as open, it plays a different scene. For the walking stick, you tap the blunt end on the floor 5 times. It changes it into a more portable size. And if you draw an infinity symbol on the jewel on repeat for a minute, it automatically separates from the body it was attached to. I can see why you call these exceptions. Each single staff has two different skills. So that's why that's what she was talking about. Why the staff has two skills. That's right. Normally, one piece of staff carries a single skill. That goes for staffer, the other form of phenomena as well. There are no exceptions I know of. However, the staff written here has different skills depending on that particular trigger. The original staff were different. Of course, they're exceptional. Such amazing objects deserve to be researched. Isn't that right, sister girl? Well, aren't you the passionate one? Unique stuff. Can we just think about them like that and move on? It's weird that they have multiple skills. The explanation about their hidden use. Something about it feels sort of artificial. Either way, until we figure out these two contradictions, we can't say that information on this parchment was completely reliable. But, with this much info, we can't say we confirmed our suspicions. The pieces of staff recorded on this piece of parchment has to be the history's first reported phenomena. And then the legend about the man climbing out the hole carrying staff has to be real. Well, at this point, we can call it a working theory. Oh, wow. Wow. She looks absolutely ecstatic. I can't say I'm at her level, but this is an odd feeling. Do you think I'll go and prove the most looked down upon theory of the origin of mana? Why does the man from the whole legend look down on the academic world anyway? Because it's so incomplete. Even compared to your typical legend or allegory, it's completely full of holes. A man came out of a hole carrying 3 pieces of staff. That's it. Even for a story, that's a flunk out of class level narrative. We don't know anything about what sort of hole he climbed out of, or what he did after that. More important than anything, we have no idea why the man even surfaced, bringing a staff with him into this world. But doesn't that make it much more interesting? Because it's starting now. That's our job to figure it out. Well, I can't help but think you're right there. I agree. Well, I say it's our job. I think it's the assistant girl who actually figures it out, yeah? Sure, maybe. The man of legend who carries that staff. What was his goal with everything? Guessed the purpose of the man who climbed out the hole. There's a lot of information there. Are you planning to continue your investigation of the piece of parchment, Miss Torlin? I would like to, but I think I'm going to be quite busy for a while. A few days ago, they found Professor Karloff's body. We're going to be busy handling that for some time. When the Shylock family dark space lifted, a few of the bodies left behind were found. He was probably one of them. Once again, Rublot had to get involved. What brought you brutal people to grace our streets so suddenly? That's not for you to know. I see. Oh, fine. I'd rather keep my feet clear of stepping into any danger. Professor Karloff probably put the target on his back when he played a part in detonating a Henry shipping truck. Plus, when he passed off the other clue to the family. Well, all of that business with the professor was shocking, but that big discovery really got the Menace Studies department in an uproar. A big discovery? Discovery about mass-produced stuff. I have a bad feeling about this. If the discovery is linked with the mass-produced staff, then... That's right. It was only 2 days ago, and there hasn't been any official announcement yet. If I had to sum it up, the technology for mass-producing staff variants was discovered, and it came from across the sea. What? What's Assistant Girl? That's what Assistant Girl figured out. Did the information get out? Could have been Vasinio Portia? It would have been way too quick of a response, though. No matter how fast communication technology has developed, if two groups are going to deal with information, they need to meet in person. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't think it's a leak or anything. Oxford, Zurich, Leiden. I got related news independently from 3 totally separate areas. All 3 places have been carrying out their research on mass-produced staff away from the eyes of the Bureau as per usual, without any connection to the other. They all happened upon this discovery. The articles only mentioned those 3 places, but there could be more. But isn't that weird though, for an unknown technology to suddenly be discovered in 3 different places? Perhaps. Meta judged that to be okay now. What are you going on about, Assistant Girl? Wait, he's speaking about that. Oh well, I heard there's once a sudden surge of mana in the past. In Sicily too, there was suddenly a sizable increase in staffers. With the staffers too, there was hardly any of them in the beginning, but after the Great War there was a great giant uptick in London, no? So you think this is something like the staffers? Can't be sure of anything yet, but I'm the same man as the girl. Perhaps it's the hurdle to make a variant staff has suddenly been lowered. Or maybe if the staff more capable variants had suddenly increased. Is that what you mean? Either way, from now on, humans are going to be able to intervene in the production process of staff. How are we supposed to control that? But this is a girl. When you say men are judged that to be okay, what did you mean? Ah, about that. It's just a thought I had while I was dealing with staff, but these phenomena, I feel like it has this will somewhere outside of human intervention. In general with staff, the identity of the original object plays an important role, yes? Like at what point is it still an object, and at what point is it not? I just thought it could be the will of mana that makes the judgment. So I thought that the mana might have decided that this was the time to unveil the staff variants. But that's just a thought. Actually, there's a similar theory among leading hypotheses. Did you really know about that much about mana? I thought you were total greenhorn. Huh? Hearing her say that. How did I learn all this information? Seems like Verita is learning a lot of information now. From what?
手紙よこしなさいよね。
Write to me.
はい。
Excuse me?
何驚いちゃってんの。研究の進捗共有よ。管理局に入ったらステップの最新情報だっていろいろ目にするでしょ。
Why are you so surprised? I've been sharing my research progress with you. When you head back to the bureau, you'll get the latest information on staff, no?
でも強制じゃないわ。あんたの気が向いた時に。些細なことでもいいから送って。
I'm not forcing your hand, but what if you feel the desire? I mean, you could at least share a bit of the trivial stuff. Ah,
はい。
right.
でも内部情報をむやみに共有するのは難しい
But
か
I
も。
might run into a rough time if I carelessly shared classified info.
まったく。
Frustrating.
研究の話に限らず連絡してきなさいって言ってるの。わかった？
Doesn't seem to have to be about research. Just write to me, okay? Right.
じゃあまた会いましょう。ベリータレトロ。
Well, I'll see you around. Verita Retro.
.では、なぜその用筆紙の内容は現代語で書かれていたのです？
So why were the words on that parchment written in a present-day language?
まあ単純に考えれば、
If you think about it simply,
これを書いた人が未来から来たからってことになると思います。
it's Godspeed because the person who wrote it came from the future.
全然単純じゃないです。小説とか漫画だったら最終巻の後半で明かされるような展開ですよ。
There's nothing simple about that thought at all. That's like the truth that's revealed on the last page of a novel or comic book.
いいえ、平行世界とかそういう仮説も立てられますけど、時間に関係していると見る方が確実だと思うんです。
There are theories rolling about regarding parallel worlds and the like. Isn't it more obvious to say it's related to time?
私たちはすでに時間に関係するスキルをいくつか目にして
We've
ます。
already
その実態が変化に近いということと、ある程度物理学に基づいていることも確認できてますから。
we already experienced some skills relating to time, and we've already confirmed that the true nature of them has been regarding change and variables that still conform to the laws of physics to some extent.
マナ現象に関する内容なら未来の情報を共有してもらうことだって可能だと考えるのが自然で
If
す。
this is related to phenomena, it's just a given that sharing information from the future is a possibility.
自然
Right, a given.
やっぱりおかしいですよ。助手さんの頭でこんな天才的なこと思いつくわけありません。そうですよね。みんななんとか言ってくださいよ。
You really are being weird. There's no way my sister girl is a genius. Say something, people. You know I'm right.
いや、でもこれは
But this is more like...
既視感がありますね。
Yes.
当たり前のように全く新しい事実を吐き出す
Getting some real
あ
deja
の
vu.
腹立たしい口調。
The annoying way she's spitting out the new facts and calling them a given.
チーム長やあの方とそっくりだ。やはりダビデの能力だ。
She's like a carbon copy of that man, the detective surgeon. Power of a true David.
誰なんですかあなた。しょっぴり間抜けでおバカな私の助手さんを返して。
Who is that man? Bring back my clumsy dum-dum assistant girl.
ひっつかないでくださいよ。
Get off me.
離れなさいこの変態。
Let go, you pervy piece of filth.
いや、もしかするとこれが本来のベリータレトロの姿なのかもしれ
No,
ま
in
せん。
fact, you may be seeing the original Verita Retro.
はあ、これが本来の助手さん。
Excuse me, the original assistant girl?
はあ、本来の私。
Excuse me, the original me?
なぜあなたがそんなに驚くんですか？
Why are you more surprised?
レトロ、あなたは5年前の事件がきっかけでベーロという人格を作り出したと言いましたね。これまでダビデの演算能力は彼女が担っていたものと推測されますが、
Retro, you mentioned that the incident 5 years ago led to creation of this Vero character. It's my prediction that she was assigned to the David level calculation powers up to now.
今も彼女が見えますか？彼女を呼び出せますか？
But you see her now too? Can you call her up?
そういえばあの日以降見かけてません。ちょっと呼んでみます。
Speaking of Vero, I haven't seen her since that night. I'll try to call for her.
ベーロ、出てきて。ベー
Vero, can we
ロ、
talk?
おーい。
Vero. Wow.
なんというか予想はしてましたが、
Well,
見るに
I
耐
have
え
my feelings, but for seeing it for myself. Ahem.
はあ、言われた通りにしてるだけじゃないですか。
You all talk too much. I'm just doing what he told me to do.
でもこんなに
her to not pop up at such an embarrassing moment. It is sort of odd.
もしかすると彼女はすでにあなたと同化しているのかもしれません。
Perhaps it's that you already assimilated her back into yourself. Excuse me.
ベイロが現れるようになったのはあなたが彼女を必要としていたからです。一昨日の夜あなたがその原因を解決できたのなら
Vero showed up when you needed her, but 2 nights ago, if you truly let go of the burden weighing on your mind, of having caused everything,
ベイロの人格は必要性を失って消滅し、その結果ダビデの能力をベリータレトロが完全に手にした
Vero's
というこ
personality
と
would
です
have
か。
lost its value and be extinguished. As a result, David's abilities were handed entirely back to you, Verita Retro. No.
あくまで推測に過ぎないがな。
Of course, that's all an educated guess.
よかったじゃないですか、助手さん。これでもう変人扱いされることもないですね。
That's great, Assistant Girl. Now you don't have to be treated like a crazy person anymore.
はい。
Right.
ベロが消えた。確かにずっと望んでいたことではある。
Vero's gone. I mean, I always wanted that.
あのおしゃべりな人が
Before it happened so
刺さず
suddenly,
に
the chatterbox has been completely shut up.
助手さん、私が第三の人格になってあげましょうか。
Assistant Girl, do you want me to be your third personality?
嫌ですよ。何なんですかそれ。逆にどうやってやるんですか。
No, thank you. How would that even work anyway?
今考えてたって仕方ないよね。それに今は時間もない。
Dwelling on it
調
won't
査を
help
続け
right
な
now.
きゃ。
We're running out of time, so let's continue the investigation.
じゃあ次はどこへ向かいます？
So, where should we head next?
そのことなら悩む必要はありません。
There's nothing to fret over, is it?
考えてみてください。例の羊皮紙、そして最初のステップの一つを見つけた場所、そこに手がかりがあると考えるのが妥
Think
当で
about
しょ
it.
う。
The place where you found that parchment, one of the first stuff. It's reasonable to think that there might be clues there.
ジェロータですか。
Zelota.
ちょうどあの村についてはまだ確かめたいことも残っています。どうせ時間が余っているなら一度寄ってみるのも悪くないでしょ
There's still something about that town that has been bothering me. Since we have time to spare, it's not a bad idea to head that way.
確かめたいことですか。
Something's been bothering you.
パンドリア・レッドフィンズ、あの女の足取りについてです。
Pandora Redfin and what she was up to back then.
そうか。
I see.
レッドフィンズ。すでに2年前にあの屋敷へ赴き、調査をしていた捜査
The
官。
investigator who arrived at the manor 2 years back and conducted her investigation.
そしてブリアンさんとボータンさんが所属するマナ事件専任チームのチーム長でもある人だ。
Yes, the detective sergeant of the Men Affairs Division that Mr. Bryan and Miss Votan are affiliated with. We're still able to go to Shop Retro if there's anything. I probably should have saved there.
まさかまたここに来ることになるなんて。
I think we'll find ourselves back here.
少なくとも私たちの中でこの村にいい思い出がある者はいないでしょう。
Not a single one of us gathered here has any fond memories of this town.
でも
However,
ここに来たからこの羊皮紙を手に入れられたんです。
when we came here, we were able to get our hands on that parchment.
いい思い出ではないですけど、結果的には来てよかったと思ってます。
It's not a fond memory, but it was a fortunate turn of events.
皆さん、もう少しゆっくり歩いてくれません？少しは一般市民の体力にも配慮してください
Could you all slow down a bit, take into account the endurance of your average civilian?
不死のくせに肺活量は瀕死レベルですね。
Even though you're immortal, your cardio is rock bottom.
しょうがないじゃないですか。宝石が埋め込まれた時点の身体能力で固定されちゃうんですから、鍛えたって無駄なんです。
Can't be helped. My physical abilities are fixed to a point that where that jewel is embedded into me. Physical training is completely useless.
なるほど。そういう仕組みでしたか。最初のステップとは言っても万能ではないと。
So that's how it works. As expected, even the very first step isn't all powerful.
さっき助手さんが休みたいって言った時は30分も休憩したのに、こんなの差別ですよ。
Back when the assistant girl said she wanted a break, we stopped for 30 minutes. This is discrimination.
ああ、当然です。罪を問わないことにしただけで、あなたが犯罪者である事実は変わりませんから。
Isn't that given, even though we aren't charging you? The fact that you're a criminal doesn't change.
あなたのステップの知識と探索に役立つスキルが我々にとって有用だと判断したのでプロジェクトに加えましたが、それもレトロの推薦があってこその特例であることを忘れないでください。
You have knowledge of staff and skill used for exploration. That's why you've decided to include you into the project. But don't forget it's Retro's recommendation that truly granted you preferential treatment.
そうだったんですか。だとすると今の私は助手さんの助手。
Right, thinking about it that way, I guess I've been assistant girl's assistant now.
呼び方を変える時が来たのかもしれません。
Maybe time to switch up our names.
はい。じゃあ先生って呼ぶのやめましょうか。
What's that? So I can stop calling you ma'am?
あ、それは続けてください。優越感があって気持ちいいので。
Ah, you can keep up that part. I like feeling superior.
でも助手さんのことをこの先も助手さんって呼び続けるのは混乱を生むかもしれないですし、そこは変えた方がいいですよね。
But if I keep calling you my assistant, there might be some confusion. So it might be good to switch that up.
それなら普通に名前で呼べばいいでしょう。
Then how about you be normal and call her by her name?
それじゃあ、
So,
ベリータさん。
Miss Verita?
なんか ちょっとこれは
Something about that.
はい、今のはちょっとなしですね。
No, I can't.
そんな風にふざけてるなら置いていきますよ。
If you're going to keep on like that, then just let it go.
それでどこへ行くんだ。
So where are we headed?
ここで話が通じる人間といえば一人しかいません。屋敷へ向かいましょう。
There's gotta be someone we can communicate with here, no? We need to head for the manor.
ブリアン捜査官、私は少し距離を置いて警護し
Detective
ようと
Brian,
思い
I'll
ます。
keep an eye on the streets.
おそらくあの屋敷に私は入れない
I
ので。
think I'll be unable to join you inside. Yeah, because she killed Amelia. Photon has something to say. Well, I can't talk to her right now. I suppose at the House of Consecration. I asked around the village about Pandora Redfins, the witch who came around a long while back, but all I ended up was getting out of them was that the fire started at the House of Consecration, located at the town square. It was apparently set by someone. But didn't you say it was caused by the villager who made some mistake making an offering? From what I heard, there was this farmer who had a habit of making nightly offerings. The fire started from the lantern he was hanging on the wall. Despite the very short time Redfin stayed in this town, I heard she had a run-in with that said farmer. She knew that the farmer had the habit of hanging his lantern up in the House of Consecration, and an easy task to set fire to place by adjusting the amount of oil in that lantern, calculating someone's behaviors, altering the scene, then taking a step back and watching it play out. Doesn't that sound like the woman's MO? Well, I got no argument against it. So you think Sergeant Riffins came here to investigate the ties between the Mafia and the town of Selota? Then perhaps her purpose here... Well, I'll put my money on eliminating any potential future threat by tracking down and destroying the Mafia's hideout from 5 years back. No, then... she wouldn't have been able to burn down the House of Consecration. she simply handed the information she had to the House of Consecration and wiped her hands off the whole thing. They would have caught the criminals for 5 years back, and recovered the rest of the fabric to boot. However, it's hard to say that the bureau agent sent an agent all the way from London to destroy some staff. Don't you think it was because she was worried about the villagers? What's that supposed to mean? If Miss Redfins handed over the information and wiped her hands off everything like you say, Miss Votan, the villagers here would have been subject to investigation in the bureau. If things got real bad, some people would needed to get rid of, like the Mafia 5 years back. So maybe she found out about the House of Consecration, and then made it look like it burned down on accident, all in order to stop the investigation in its track. Haha, it's quite like her to do. I do remember Sergeant Redfins being dispatched to Italy around 2 years prior. She was an excellent detective, so she was known to receive a few orders outside the Men Affairs Division's jurisdiction. She only had a single comment to make about her mission when she came back from Italy that time. I failed. As for what she meant, or what your true intentions were, well, that's no way for us to figure them out now. I failed. Could that be referring to the House of Consecration, or was it about Amelia? And what does he mean about he can't figure that out anymore? This Redfins is a surgeon at the Men Affairs Division. Find clues about the witch. Did we just talk about that, or this is new? I asked around about the village, but oh, it's just a repeat. Sorry about that. Let's see. Surgeon at the Men Affairs. Mr. Bryan, you keep referring to another David like me, so with the title of Detective Sergeant. Is that Detective Sergeant the Miss Pandoya Redfins I heard before? No. The head of the Men Affairs Division, well, it's someone different now. Ah, you got someone new? There's no chance it's that psycho who flashes a gun everywhere. So, is it the guy who's always had a pen stuck in his hair? Psycho flashing a gun and a guy with a pen in his hair? In his hair? And it's in his hair? Is there no one normal at that division? You remember well. You're also quite right. So this guy with a pen stuck in his hair, what sort of person is he? Haha, his style is maybe rather unique, but there's no one I would rather trust and follow. That goes for his abilities and his personality. One day, I'm gonna kill that sergeant with my own 2 hands. He helps people when they don't ask for it and speaks like he knows everything, and plays people's hearts strings as he pleases. Ah, seriously, there's no other way of describing my feelings besides saying I want to kill him. If I ever got the chance, he'll be a dead man. Is this the same person you're talking about, Mr. Bryan? Well, for this particular woman who died, kill are more like expressions of affection. She doesn't actually use those words when it comes to shows of force. It's more like the hard boil I was hearing about before. Yeah, so this type of person exists too, come to think of it. This girl mentioned something similar to that before. It's like the new generation's courtship ritual. So her saying she wants to kill me at the end of every comment she was her full-fledged trying to courtship. I had no idea. No, I think that was actually... Hey, my heart already belongs to someone else, so I don't think I can reciprocate your feelings, Miss Votan. What are you saying? Just die. No, I mean, even if you try to pour onto this much passion. What's with that? You disgust me. Just perish. Being the popular one's rather troublesome. Just like that, we created a perpetual motion device. I simply can't wait to be heading back to London. Then a note, and Miss Chief Bernard, Athena, no, 2 different names. Never would have imagined. Are those the names of his co-workers? I wonder what sort of people they are. Excuse me. Mr. Diego.
みんな
Come
帰り
inside.
なさい。
All of you.
はい。
Alright.
では失礼します。
Indeed, excuse intrusion.
そこに隠れてる捜査官には聞こえなかったのか？
Is the agent hiding back
全
there
員
not
入
coming?
れと言ってる。
I did say all of you.
は
Right.
い、失礼します。
Pardon me. Around 700 years ago, the demon appeared in these lands and were revered as a divine being. However, in over 200 years of him existing around these parts, there are almost no record of what the demon wanted. At most, we have the fact that he was giving food as tribute. In the end, the lizard ancestor stole away that staff, and the demon hid himself away in Silta. The ending is quite the same in all records we have found. It seems like the demon often left the village and changed his form. Then we disappeared at that last time. It seems like he was in the form of a boy. I think my eyes are about to pop out of my skull. I've been poring over these old books for 3 hours now. I only picked out the books that are over 100 or 300 years old using my skill. I don't think we have many left now. Bolton and I aren't very versed in Sicilian, so we only got you to count on. Please and thank you. Ah, you're dumping all the work on us then. Say something, partner. I think we can finish up with this book. It seems like the demon left Zelda after this. Partner? Are you talking to me? Yeah, it's my new name for you. What do you think? It's got this hard-boiled sort of nuance to it. I don't think it's hard-boiled fits my particular outlook on life. Can't be helped. I'll just keep on thinking of the names for you, so tell me if any of them catch your fancy. Madame Messoea. Madame Mosiel. I don't know how to pronounce it. More weird names. I guess I will stuck with this awkwardness for a while. I don't mind you all reading in my library. Just don't make too much of a mess. Ah, about that. Parchment aside, why do you have so much information about the demon in this manner? Well, among the information I found here, there are a few things I would call personal, like how this least favorite food is spaghetti, among other things. Seems like this until the treasure was stolen. This demon named being was quite close to the people of this family. The fact that they were able to steal away the treasure and put it to such good use, well, that certainly leads credence to the theories that were close with the demon. As expected, the demon worshipped in Celta was just an ordinary person, a man with the likes and dislikes, yet he was just an ordinary person who knew little more than everyone else. Maybe the people of Zelda, unfamiliar with the phenomena back then, simply witnessed him using the staff and calling him a demon. Then, of course, the identity of this demon. He must have been and the man who climbed out the hole, the owner of the first staff. However, there's a bit of a disconnect. They've got a bunch of unimportant details too, like his favorite foods and his hobbies. But of all the information I found, I can't find the demon's name. A demon simply a demon. It seems like he wouldn't leave it a name. Even if you're guessing, he's just a normal human. There's no way he would be called that by a human name in 200 or so years he was considered deity. If he wasn't called by a name for 200 years, then could have been he forgot what his name even was. What do you think about that, my fiancé? Ma'am, with how much you mess around, please don't forget my name. Either way, I think all this area is going to give us in terms of investigation of the staff. Figure anything out. Nothing for certain. If the man who climbed out of the hole was just an ordinary human like us, we can guess that he was trying to accomplish using the first staff. We can guess? I've got this weird feeling. I've done nothing but look through a few books in this library. Yet it feels like my head's combining information on its own and playing it back to me. Is this the world that Vero is seeing? Her death. Why are you helping us? I, your family. Yes, you killed her. In truth, I'm not sure if I should say my wife or my daughter at this point. The fact that she's dead, I haven't let the rest of the villagers know about it yet. I don't think they're ready to accept the big of a change yet. Plus, I don't think I'm ready to accept it either. If you all hadn't shown up, none of this would have happened. Everyone would have been happier on it, blaming it all on the curse. I can't say the thought hasn't crossed my mind, but I just don't know. Who was actually killed? Were her and I actually family? I don't know whether to be angry at her or sad for her. I'm just not sure how to take her death. I remember having the same concern when my father died. And what sort of person was this father of yours? My father was the chief of the Pimbird, a villain beyond a shadow of doubt. If he was to get what he wanted, he would lick any boot in the room, or get rid of anyone without hesitation. Since I was a staffer, he wouldn't let me use his surname, since it might have hurt his climb up the ladder to the Bureau. That's why I joined the Bureau in the first place. I joined to pursue the justice I believed in, and reached a higher rank than my father. How to prove he was wrong. To get my revenge. To be recognized. However, my father went and got himself killed. He was killed after threatening one of the people under him. He reaped the fruits of his every action. All at once, my goal in life was extinguished by him. I don't know whether to be happy, angry, or sad. So I settled on one thing. To remember all the feelings I felt for him. Even if everyone else forgot about them, I would remember them to be the very end. A noble mindset to carry. I can tell at a glance how sincere you are about that. But it will be forgotten in the end. That goes for the love and hate for you feel for your father, the face that appears in my mind right now. You likely carry a stronger spirit than most old codgers like me. However, there are things in this world you can't know without the passage of time. As time passes by, you find how fleeting the human mind is, how weak, how frightening it is to forget the precious things. Even knowing that, I can find I understand even less what it must be like to live a life that continues for hundreds of years. A life that you want to continue for so long, even at the expense of your own family members. What must that be like? To forget all of that, to forget the man I hate, the names person at the end, the same one you certain has to pass. Haha, are you worried, Agent Votan? We'll find out soon enough just how trivial such worries are.
もう行くのか。
Are you leaving now?
はい。
Yes.
この島を離れたらもう二度と会えないかもし
If
れ
you're
ん。
leaving this island, I may never see you again.
ディエゴさん。
Mr. Diego.
だが
On this song.
いつか
However, I'd
ま
like
た
it
会
if it
える
did.
日が来ることを願おう。その時まで達者でな、レトロ。
Hold on till that time comes, Retro. Right.
はい。 考えてみると、これらすべてのステップのスキルは同じ目的を持っていますね。
Thinking about it, the skill of those 3 pieces of staff serve a single purpose.
数千年の時を耐えられるよう、肉体を不死の状態にする宝石。
A jewel that grants immortality so one can remain on this earth for thousands of years.
そして社会に溶け込めるよう、肉体の見た目を変え、身分を保ってくれる杖。
A walking stick that changes your appearance, allowing one to melt into any society and manage your status.
そしてどれだけの年月が流れても最初の記憶を保ち続ける。
Plus, a box that allows you to hold on to your first memories, no matter how many years pass by.
最初のステップというのは、その男が永遠の命を生きるための道具だったんですね。
The tools that allowed that man to live forever.
でもなんだか違和感がある。あまりに都合が良すぎない。
Something seems off. Those skills, don't they fit too perfectly?
その男はどうやってこんなステップを集めて世に
How
現
did
れた
that man manage to gather those pieces of staff all together?
の？むしろ
If that's the case, then actually...
本当にそれらが最初のステップなら、この伝説を調べるのはマナの根源を暴くことにつながります。プロジェクトの進行にも大きく役立つでしょう。
If those truly are the first staff, to get to the bottom of this legend and to find the source of this mana, it's gonna be a huge help to the project.
そのプロジェクトって結局何なんですか？どうして私や先生の助けが必要なんですか？
This project you're talking about, I haven't heard what you're doing. Why do you need mine, Miss Varing's help?
これは最小限の人員で進めている極秘案件です。ロンドンに着くまで詳しい内容はお話しできません。
The project's top secret affair with the skeleton crew. So until we get to London, I can't get into the details.
ただ、
However,
その目標についてであれば
I can tell you the end of the
話せ
goal.
ます。
The end goal.
我々テトラポット計画の目的は
The aim of the Tetrapod project. Oh, this is what appeared when you first load up the game.
この世界からマナを消滅させることです。
We wish to eradicate mana from this world altogether.
そんなすごい計画を、もしそんなことができればマナ現象によって生まれる被害を一気に解決できますね。
What a thing here! If that's actually possible, we can prevent all the damage that's been caused by these phenomena.
でもわざわざ極秘にする必要なんてあります？管理局はそもそもマナ現象による被害を防ぐための組織ですよね。
But is the top secret part of it really necessary if the brew was created to put a halt to the damage done by the phenomena in the first place? No?
皮肉なことにマナが世界から消えれば管理局はその必要性を失います。ですから管理局内にはこのプロジェクトを妨害しようとする者もいるでしょう。
It's quite ironic, but when the mana disappears from this world, the need for the brew also goes away. So some people inside the brew may want to block our progress.
だから極秘案件なんですね。
Thus the need for it to be top secret.
でも本当に可能なんですか？マナを消滅させるなんて。
But this Is that actually possible? Ridding the world of all men?
可能かどうかは重要ではありません。
Doesn't matter if it's possible or not.
私たちは
We
実行しなければならないのです。どんな代償を払ってでも。
have to try, no matter what the cost.
マナ現象の被害を防ぐためにマナそのものをなくす。理想的ではある。だが途方もない規模のプロジェクトだ。
Stop all the damage caused by the mana by getting rid of it. It's a project at such an absurd scale. I'd almost call it idealistic.
でもなぜボータンさんもブリアンさんもこのプロジェクトに全てを捧げようとしている。
But why?
まるで何かに追われてるかのように。
Miss Fulton, Mr. Bryant. They're devoting everything to this project. It's like they're being chased by something.
もしかすると何か特別な事情が。
Is there a reason they're not talking? My head.
ご主人様大丈夫ですか？
Little miss, are you alright?
ああ、はい。処理する情報が多すぎて頭が追いついてないみたいです。あと急に呼び方を変えるのやめてください。
Yeah, my head's just got flooded with thoughts, and I'm not used to it. And you stopped calling me by other titles.
そろそろ戻ってはどうですか？これ以上ジェロータにいても得られる情報はないと思いますが。
How about we head back? I don't think we're gonna get any more information out of the people of Zilliton.
もう一箇所だけ寄りたい場所があって。
There was one more place I was hoping to go.
地図に印をつけておいたのでご確認を。
Question.
マイマスター。
I marked it on the map, so please have a look, my master.
分かったんでその呼び方だけは絶対にやめてください。
Alright, but don't ever call me that ever again. Man's purpose, immortality. Modern language. Why do these ones have 2 skills? This damage section covers everything in here. Box memory. Held upside down plays a different scene. Portable size. Used too often. Why do all these have 2 skills? This is just a random guess, but it's the damage section. Immortality. Top left in the mine area. What's going on? This
私
is
の故郷。
my hometown, where I came from.
前に言いましたよね。私は
I told you before, yes.
ここであの男に会ったんです。
I met that man here,
そして
and
不死を渡されたんです。
he granted me his eternal life. It's a weird feeling. All I saw back then was black smoke and ground covered in ash. Now, as if nothing ever happened, flowers I never seen are in full bloom. If we walk just a little ways, we'll come across a place where people are living. Think about it like that, maybe things have changed a bit. Though there are probably a few people left that will remember that time. Is this where you got the gem of eternal life from that man? I guess so. It's already been 30 years since that day. On that day, I was 14 years old, and just like you, Mrs. Girl. What is it? Don't worry about it. Anyway, I was fleeing from the village like the rest of the townsfolk back then. It was because of that conflict between the government and the mafia. A conflict that has grown practically to a full-scale war. We all had no choice but to abandon our homes and run. That's when my hand slipped from my mom's, and I must have been shot or something. I fell to the ground, and I was just waiting for the moment when I would die. But then he showed up, looking like a young boy, and he gave me a jewel. He didn't say a thing, he just handed over his eternal life. So that's how I've been able to survive all this time, and that's pretty much the whole story. Then her theory is right. Sorry. And the boy who gave her the jewel was a man from the hole, the demon of Zelta. 500 years ago, the demon disappeared from Zelta. Then he reappeared here about 30 years ago, handing over his eternal life and eternal youth to Miss Verity. Why? Why hand over such an important object to a complete stranger? Seriously, it was a strange feeling. The last thing I remember of it was the black smoke, the ground covered in ash. In the end, after time went by, it all returned to this normal-looking fork in the road. Assistant girl, I still sort of hate you a bit. Sorry. I know I brought it all to myself, but when you sold me out, while pretending there was a slip of tongue, I was genuinely hurt. But even if I have to hide my resentment toward you, I want you at my side, so I won't let those feelings slip out of my mouth again. If I bury it just like this, that memory will be forgotten with time as well. The scene of the blackness I see when I close my eyes, my mom's hand slipping from my fingers, it would all be forgotten, surely. Timeline of the jewel. Destination, starting point, stop over. Assistant girl, here.
これはタイムラインですね。
This is a timeline.
先生が持ってる宝石の移動経路ですか。
You made it show the route the jewel took.
見ればわかりますが、悪魔が長い間とどまっていたジェロータを始発点とし、私が長い間暮らしていたこの場所を終着点にしまし
As
た。
you can see, it maps out Zelta, where that demon stayed for a time. And here, our current destination where I've stayed for a time.
その途中にある経由地は、あの男がジェロータを去ってから私に会うまでにいた場所のはずです。
The stopover in the middle. It's where he stayed after he left Zelta and ended up meeting me.
最初のステップを持っていた男がジェロータを去った後に暮らし
The
ていた
place
場
where the
所。
man with first staff lived after leaving Zelta.
悪魔と崇められていた人物がなぜ先生に不死を渡したのか。そこへ行けば理由がわかるのかな。
Why would the man call the demon hand over his eternal life to Miss Verity? Will we find that reason there?
こんな簡単なタイムラインを照合するなんて、もう朝飯前ですよね。
I mean, after everything, figuring out such a simple timeline is a piece of cake, no?
タイムラインを完成させたら移動しましょう。それまでにこの地域でやりたいことがあるなら済ませておいてくだ
Since
さ
the
い。
timeline's done, we should get moving. If there's anything else you want to handle in this area, you should finish it now.
サンアガタの北部。私の知り合いの中でここに住んでる人は
North Sandagatha.
一人だけ。
There's only one person I know who's currently up here.
差し出がましいかもしれませんが、
Maybe a bit of presumptuous meddling.
この地域には警察署も留置場もあります。
But this area houses a police station and a detention center.
ご家族の過去に関して解決すべきことがあるのなら、これが最後の機会かもしれません。
If there's still any sort of knot guarding your family that you wish to untangle, this may be your last chance.
はい。 教えてくれて
Thanks for letting me know.
ありがとうございます。
This is where you visit your family. Time to discuss. Speaking of which, 1 second, ma'am. How many years ago did you get your internal life? Right when it's built. It's been a bit over 30 years now, huh? So since she got her eternal life when she was 14 years old, she was 30 years ago, so Miss Faring's actual age is... Yeah, ma'am, you're about to hit me in the back of the head, weren't you? Who do you think I am? I would never. Yes, could you stand in front of me real quick? I just need the back of your head in my line of sight. So you were about to whack me. You were hoping the blow to the head would reset my memory. It's over. I was hoping I'd keep my age secret until I was at least over 100. I don't follow. Would it be alright if you turned 100? Of course, it's a girl. A 100-year-old immortal woman has a mysterious sound to it. Imagine how popular I'll be. Oh well. I think I get it now. But now it's all ruined. Now it's all wrong. This world's finished. I'm gonna lose 52% of my fans over this. Now I'm just a middle-aged woman who can't act her age and pretend to be cute. Calm yourself. No one needs to think. No anyone needs to think about you. Thinks that about you. No, I think like that. Yes, I'm right there with you. Look at that! Whoa! Ah! She looks pathetic when she cries, so unlike her age. This is a girl, promise me. If anyone asks how old I am, tell them I'm over 100. Oh, right. Miss Faring were actually over 100. Would she really be that popular? I'm not so sure. You can deduce. You can use the map. This Pharaoh residence and detention center.
Hi, 今行きます。
Yes, I'm coming.
あ、久しぶり。
Hey.
待って、ベティ。大事な話をしに来たの。
Wait, Betty, I came to say something important.
ベリータ、あなたって空気読めないタイプ？
Verita, do you really not have any common sense?
多少はそうかもしれないけど。
Maybe a tiny bit?
まあそうだったよね。いいわ、入って。
Yeah, right. Come in. I'm leaving St. Agatha. Suddenly? Why? Sorry, I can't talk about it. Right. It's always been like this, Verita. You've always been like this. Could you just tell your employer to lower your hand? Ma'am? And what about school? Huh? Did you tell the people at school you suddenly disappeared? They'll come looking for you, no? Oh, that I didn't have time. I had a feeling. I'll tell them for you. Ah, thank you. Whatever. I'm used to cleaning up after you, Verita. You know, because you could never read the room, I always threw out 2 or 3 extra words for you. Seriously, if it weren't for me, you would have been ignored by everyone in a heartbeat. Sorry. Ma'am, please lower your hand. I heard, you know, about your parents. If I have heard everything that went on with your parents like last time you came to see me, I wouldn't have sent you off like that. Betty, really, seriously. Every time I say a word, you just nod, Verita, and never say a word yourself. I always hated that, you know? Sorry. Truly, I'm sorry. It's alright. Now, at least. You say you're leaving. It doesn't matter anymore. Tell me. Well, goodbye, Beatrix. Yeah, it's playing some nice music. Just leave it for a bit. It's quite nice, isn't it?
ベリータ、分かってると思うけど、もうあなたに優しくしてあげるつもりはないわ。
Verita, you already know this, but I have no thought of playing nice with you anymore.
分かってる。
I know.
分かってるならいいけど。
As long as you do.
じゃあ、またね、ベリータ。
So, I'll see you around, Verita.
先生のこと、助けられてよかったわね。
I'm, glad you saved your mentor, buddy. Right.
どうして来たの？
Why are you here,
ママ。
Mama? Ma'am, why didn't you kill Papa? You didn't kill Papa for my sake. That was a different sentence. Huh? After all, if you killed Papa, I'll lose both of my parents. Just like it happened now. So Mama, you attacked Papa for yourself alone. Isn't that right? Ma'am, Mama, you came looking for me, yeah? At night? That's how much you wanted me dead? No, Actually, you're not totally wrong. It's not that I didn't feel it, any of that. But I missed you. More than that, I wanted to see my Verita. So that's why I went. Saying that, after everything, I'm sorry. Your mama is so sorry. For being a fool. For being truly an idiot. Verita, your weight was too much to bear. I saw the drawing, the one you kept in that case. Right, your mama, I hated that drawing. I hated all the papers you wrote up. I despise your dream. However, I couldn't throw you aside. To the very end. Verita, do you still want to go to the moon? No. I see. Right. Of course. No, Mama. It's not like that. Huh? It's not because of you. I think I just got sick of it. I think I'm still a child, so I'm allowed to change my dream without bearing the responsibility for it. I have a new one to chase after now. And maybe I'll get sick of that one someday and toss it aside too. But at least until the day I do get tired of it, I'll do everything I can before I get tired of it, because it's a real dream. Back then, that was real too. It may be nothing but painful memory for you, Mama, but for me, I still think of that way now. Verita. I suppose we just have to go here then.
も
I'll be going now.
う待ってベリータ
Wait, Verita,
あなたは
aren't you
怖くないの
scared?
もちろん怖いよ。
Of course I'm scared.
だからこそ何もせずにいるわけにはいかない
So,
の。
I can't just sit here and do nothing.
そうあなたは
I see you.
さようならベリータ最後までバカなママで
Goodbye, Verita.
ご
Your
めん
mama
なさい
was an idiot. It's very end. I'm sorry.
助手さん
This isn't girl.
ありましたね
You did good.
偉いです
Real good. Right. Say goodbye to everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. What's still the House of Consecration option to visit? Oh, it's just to re-explore that. We'll just do deduction here then. Deduce. I mean, this is our map already. Site of Varing's death in Zilota. It's an equal distance away from him, so it should be here.
"本当にここで合っていますか?どう見ても人の通る道ではなさそうですが。
Is this the right way? It's clearly this isn't a path meant for people.
助手さんを信じられないというならブリアンさんと車で待ってたらど
If
う
you
で
don't
す
trust
か
the assistant girl, how about you wait in the car with Mr. Brian?
あなたのスキルが信用できないのです。インチキ臭すぎて。
Truth is your skill, I don't trust Charlton.
助手さんどんどん突き進んでいきますね
You really are hesitating, assistant
そんな
girl.
勇敢なタイプじゃなかったの
You
に
aren't normally this brave.
今は確信を持っているからでしょう。自分の実力と。
See, so she's sure now about her skills and about you.
見える畑そして家
I see it. A field and a house.
あそこがタイムラインの経由地
Over there is a stop on the timeline.
最初の男が暮らしていた場所
That's the place where the man with the first staff lived. It's a nice looking house.
あらまあ
Oh my word.
お客さんなんていつぶりかね
Visitors, it's been so long. A small village made up around 5 sheds. Where even are we? There must be some clue about the demon somewhere. At first look, all the houses here look like they're completely abandoned. But it seems like someone's growing something. Someone must live here. Excuse me, is anyone there? Eve, there's someone here, alright. Alright. Oh, step right over this way. I'm right out front. Over here, sounds like a woman with a lot of years under her belt. She must have somewhere between 70 and 80. With how raspy her voice is, I say she hasn't had a real conversation for some time now. I guess I'll try to naturally gather some information on that too. Feels a tiny bit rude though. Hello there. My, oh my, aren't you an adorable little one, miss? Little miss? My word, what's wrong, girl? Why so surprised? Nothing, just a name I've been hearing a lot lately. Oh, I see. I guess I'll refrain from that name then too. No, you don't need to go that far. No, I do. Special names showing the relationships between different people. So they're sort of a unique sort of thing. Assistant girl, let's be going. Ah, I accidentally called you assistant girl again. I can't think of a new name right now either. It's because you keep thinking of nothing but weird names. Oh dear, then I'm not the only one. I see there's someone here. That'll make things easier. Retro, let's get started. Then we have at least a goal coming all this way. Retro, is that your name? Yes, I'm Verita Retro. And what can I call you? Yes, Sylvia will do. Miss Sylvia, you came all this way in search of a man known as the Demon of Zelda. The Demon, I see. So you're all people from that village? Or if that's not the case, is it really the man who came from the hall that you hear about? One way or another? It seems like we really did come to the right place. Sylvia, it sounds like you knew something about the subject. Information about this being known as a demon, revered as an object of worship in Zelda, and the legend of this man who appeared carrying the first staff. Seems the two people are actually one and the same. Yeah, he loved to tell stories about the legend. Talk about the 3 pieces of staff, the first phenomena. In truth, though, I can't tell you how much of that story was truth, and how much was a lie, so interview. I bet he could have told you himself. He used to lose his handle on things that happened only a decade before. There's no way he'd be able to remember something that happened centuries ago. He told stories about going to this land because of a calling, but he couldn't remember the last thing about what that might have been. Though the family considered him a special sort of what being ties to mana itself. Even after decades had passed by, he was able to keep up that boyish form of his. That's because he wasn't able to be harmed by phenomena, almost like mana was protecting his physical body. The mana protected him. That's right. One time, out of all the people who came this way, there was a staffer who could shoot lightning out of his hands. When he tried to use his skill against the boy, oddly enough, his skill wouldn't activate. It goes the same for staff. When it seems like he was in danger, it was like the staff acted on his own will, stopping itself. What on earth? Isn't it that he had some skill that allowed him to render the phenomena inert, so the man of legend could be a staffer? That's what I said. It was no skill, but more of one part that made him up. It's like the mana would protect him of his own accord. How could you be so sure of something like that? How could I not? I heard straight from the horse's mouth. Straight from the horse's mouth, so you met him? We were together for years and years. He may have been the short stature, but he was more like a father to us. Hold up a second. I'd like to make a record of this, so you can please speak up more to that. A father to us, you say? Oh, when I say us, I mean our family. All of the people who lived here. There were people here connected by blood, and people who weren't all that close. People who got along well, and people who hated each other's guts. There were staffers who treated us as witches and kicked out of towns. Dogs that grow horns because of mana, and people who were totally normal felt slightest thing to tell them apart. However, there's a group worth calling on us, a we. And our father, he wanted that sort of relationship, so he settled down with us. All were to live the life of an ordinary person. You see, in Zelda he was revered as a holy being, but only ended up him losing a treasure. Maybe natural next step to start casting doubts on your previous life. It seems like this man of legend, revered as divine back in Delta, may have existed in some other form here. Should I dig a little deeper, find more about this father figure Miss Sylvia was talking about? At first, there was only a single person. Our father first ran into a little girl, with nowhere to go, and decided to look after her. That was only the beginning. The girl grew up and started her own family, being someone living somewhere else to live with them. After 500 long years like that, the place became home to him. But now, there's no one besides you, Miss Sylvia. It's sad, really, but after our father left around 30 years ago, people just sort of went their different ways. In some sort of ways, it wasn't that different with us than it was with people in Zelda, relying too much on him. So it was 30 years ago? Unfortunately, I guess we have come a bit sooner. I'll just throw this one out there, but Retro and I didn't even exist back then. Why exactly did he leave this place? Seems like he was considering it for quite some time, but on the day of my mother's passing, he really seemed to make up his mind. That man was the most important person to us, but ironically, he was also the person least able to get close with others. After all, no matter how many years passed, how many ages, he still looked like a young boy. But didn't everyone regard him as a father figure? That's right. Everyone treated him like he might have their father, yet the man from the hall, even the Zelda, father, even in the end, they were all just names. All he wanted was to call his true name, the one he'd forgotten. Once, he even returned to Zelda to look for records of his past, but turned it up to nothing. After everything, he kind of feels sorry that no one was able to see him who he truly was. That's why he decided to leave. Or maybe that's why he wrote that onto the parchment. Well, that's enough talk out of me. I hope it helped. Well, actually, it really helped a lot. Seriously, I've been hoping to find out about that man for a long time now. Oh, it does my heart good if I talk to a soul too. Could I offer a bite to eat or something? Thank you for the offer, but we can't be staying very long. Oh my, I see. Unfortunate, I can't keep keeping you youngins too long. No complaints here. Be on your way. Right, thank you so much, Miss Sylvia. Oh, and one more thing. The day before we left, Father told us something. I want to start over. I want to forget it all. Seems like his long life here, all those days that passed, they were just like those at Zelda, a fleeting moment in the many, many pages of his life. Now we truly have investigated all we can in Saint Agatha. His life, it made so many chapters, it's hard to call it the life of a single person. That man. So, all the information we have gathered, shall we recount what we learned thus far? This is the first time doing this on my own.
振り返ろう。
Alright, time to look back on everything.
最初のステップを持って現れた男。
Look back at the man who showed up with the first step.
その過去の足跡を
Retrace the footsteps of the past. Restore and recount. He continuously uses this to swap out his identity to maintain his immortality. He uses 3 staff. 500 years ago, he came to Sicily and in blank, he used his staff to perform the miracles. Celta was named the demon. After his walking stick stolen, he left Celta to start an ordinary family. But after grieving from seeing his family pass first, he handed over his eternal life for the dying variant. Having abandoned his eternal life, he gave up on the mission to oversee mana, and decided to take on the life of a corpse. Five correct. An only family granted eternal life. It's a parchment. And in this eternal life, the life of a corpse. Oh, a human. So you can't just be randomly a corpse. Logical.
最初のマナ現象。3つの最初のステップを持って深い穴の奥から現れた男。
The first phenomena, that man climbing a hole was with the 3 first steps.
その男はステップの力で永遠の命を生きていました。今では記録にすら残って
That
い
man
ない
was bound to live forever
何ら
with
か
his
の目
first
的
step.
のために
He came with some purpose that we don't even have the records
こ
of
の世
anymore.
界をさすらっていた彼は約500年前にシチリアへたどり着き時が流れるうちに記憶を司るステップを失いました。
After wandering the earth, he ended up in Sicily about 500
彼の
years
使
ago.
命も薄れていったんです。
Lost the staff that held on to his memories, and his mission gradually faded from existence.
でも彼のステップはとてつもない力を持っていた。そのせいでジェロータでは悪魔と呼ばれ
However,
崇め
the
られ
power
ま
of the
した。
staff he held was still immense, so he worshipped in Zelda as a demon.
そんな中あってはならないことが起きました。リザルート家の先祖本物の悪魔が
Then, something
彼の
happened that
杖
should
を盗んでしまったんです。
The literal ancestor, that true demon, stole away his walking stick.
局彼は犯人を見つけられず、最後に残ったステップを守るためジェロータの地を去っ
But he couldn't find the culprit, so he left Sota to maintain his hold on the last piece of staff in his possession.
た。そしてその後は普通の人間として生きることを選んだんです。人里離れた土地で家庭を築き、平凡な家族に囲まれて暮らしました。
He decided to live his life as an ordinary human being. He started a family in the remote outskirts and meant immersing himself in ordinary life.
でも不死身の彼とは違って、彼の家族は一人また一人と
The man who could live
彼の
forever.
元を去っていきました。
His family began leaving him one by one.
だから彼は自分が不死であることを憎んだんでしょう。
Because of that, he grew to despise his eternal life.
そしてその時出会ったんです。戦場の中で誰よりも生を渇望する
Then it came to
一
him.
つの命に。
On the battlefield, he ran to her, a single being who wanted to live more than anyone else.
それであの時
So back then,
はい譲ることにしたんです。彼の不死を
that's why he
一
decided to
番
give it to
必
you.
要としている人に。
His eternal life, give it to the person who needed it most.
つまりその男は30年前から普通の人間として生きている。
After all, he's been living the life of a normal person for 30 years now.
ええ、普通に年を取って他の人たちに紛れて生きているはずです。
He's getting older and
も
holding
しかした
company
ら
with different people.
すでに亡くなっているかもしれません
Might
けど
even
ね。
be dead by now.
課題が増えましたね。マナの起源に関わる男を探さなければならないなんて。
The task of the project has expanded. We have to find the person responsible for the origin of this
と
man.
はいえ最初は不安でしたが、結局あの方の指示が正しかったのでしょう。
Still, I was concerned at first, but his instruction turned out to be correct.
あなたの言う通りにすべきだったようですね、ベリータレトロ。私が間違っていました。
It was right to let you go your own way, Verita Retro. I was wrong.
わお、自分の非を認められる人だったんですね。
Wow, she's the type to admit when she's wrong.
黙りなさい。常に合理的な判断をしているだけです。
Showed it. I hold logic over everything else.
どうしたんですか、助手。いや、ご主人。いや、マスター。
What's wrong, assistant? Master?
紛らわしいので呼び方については後でゆっくり決めましょう。
Let's settle the tires later on. I know it's
なん
later
だか
on.
ちょっと心残りなんです。タイムラインにある場所は全部調べたの
It's
に
just
まだその人についてはわからないことだらけじゃないですか。
we investigated every point upon this timeline, but we still know nothing about this man.
少しは賢くなったかと思ったんですけど、やっぱり私に突き止められることには
I
限
figured
界があ
out
るんです。
I've gotten a little smarter, but in the end, all I've truly figured out is I still have my limits.
助手さん、ダビデだのなんだの言ってもまだまだですね。
Listen, girl, you still have a long way to go to reach your David.
はい。
Excuse me.
タイムラインをもう一度見てみてください。
Can you look at the timeline once more?
これって始発点よりもっと前へ戻るってことですか？
This part, it goes back farther than the starting point, doesn't it?
始発点っていうのは便宜上そう書いただけで、それ以前に移動してないわけじゃないですよね。
I label these points as starting points out of convenience. It's not like there was no movement before all that.
戻れるところまで遡っていけば終わりなんてないってわかるはずです。
When you head back as far as you can, you'll find that there's no end to your path.
だから結局は始発点なんて
So if you examine it
適
closely,
当に決められたものなんですよ。
the starting point is just a name we arbitrarily used to suit our convenience.
私たちはいつでももっと深い過去を追うことができるんです、助手さん。
You can always delve deeper into the past, girl.
言い換えれば 私たちに終わりなんてないってことです。
In other words, there really is no end for us.
これだけは間違いありませんよ、ジョシュさん。
Absolutely sure of that, sister girl.
そうなんだ。
I see.
それならよかったです。
That's a relief.
まあ線は紙の外へ突き抜けてしまってますし、シチリアで得られる情報はここまでみたいですけどね。
I mean, if you focus on the lines of paper, it seems like that's all information we're to get here in Sicily.
そろそろ戻りましょう。この地域に長くいても何の得にもなりませ
So
ん
it's
か
time to head back. There's nothing to be gained from staying here any longer.
他にもまだ行きたい場所があるなら全て回ってからレトロショップへ戻りましょう。
If there's anywhere else you want to visit, check those places and let's head back to Shop Retro.
その時間に合わせてロンドンへ向かう移動手段を手配
I'll
し
arrange
ます。
our transport to London while you do.
すべて終わらせたくなったらレトロショップに戻ろう。
So when I want to close up this chapter of my life, I just head back to Shop Retro. Oh, there's nowhere else to go. I still have unknown information that we haven't solved.
もう
So we reached the
終
end.
わりなんだ。
Vero.
あらベリータ、もう行くの？
Oh my, Verita. Are you going now?
もう調べるような場所もないし、ロンドンへ。
Yeah, there's nothing left to investigate, so it's time to head to London.
ベロ？消えたんじゃなかったの？
Vero, you're not gone?
私のことやっと倒したと思った？残念だけどお姉ちゃんはいつでも戻れるの。そう、ベリータの心に闇がある
Did
限
you
り
think you
は
could
ね。
beat me down? I'm sorry, but Big Sis can come back whenever she pleases. Yeah, as long as the darkness still exists inside of your heart.
なんなのその設定は。
Really, what sort of plot point is that?
実のところ、もう私がいなくても大丈夫そうだし、消えてしまおうかとも思ったん
In
だけど、
truth, I thought everything would turn out alright and debated about disappearing.
やっぱりちょっと心配で、また出てきちゃった。
But then I got
ごめんなさい
worried
ね。
and decided to come back. Sorry.
そんな簡単に現れたり消えたりできるものなの？
You can leave and come back that easily?
ジョシュさん、何固まっちゃってるんです？レトロショップはもう目の前
Listen,
ですよ。
girl, why did you stop? Shop Retro is just right there.
ああ、ごめんなさい。
Not sorry.
少しだけここで考えを整理してから戻ってもいいですか？
Do you mind if I stayed here and sort out my thoughts for a bit?
我々はここで待機しています。あまり遠くへ行か
Wait
ないよ
here.
うに。
Just don't go too far.
わかりました。ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
じゃあ準備もありますし、私は先にレトロショップに戻ってますね。
I got some things to prepare, so I'll head along to Shop Retro first.
僕もレトロショップに帰還した方が良さそう
And
だ
I'll head that way as well.
放っておきましょう。我々の保護すべき対象はベリータレトロだけです。
You're just gonna leave me here? Our only job is here to protect Verita Retro.
本来はな。だが奴を一人にしておくのは不安だ。いろんな意味で。
True, but leaving this one alone is also concerning in a number of ways.
それに裏切られた経験のある身としてあの顔は何か企んでいる気がする。
Plus, as someone who's been stabbed in the back before, that's the look of someone scheming.
そうですか。わかりました。ここは私が引き受けますから、
Right,
行ってきてください。
I'll take this, you go on ahead.
穏やかな気持ちで海を眺められるのも、これが
This
最
may
後
be
か
the
もし
last
れない。
time I'll be able to watch the ocean with any sense of calm.
分かっているんだろうか。自分に課せられた使命がどれほど重いものなの
This
か。
task you've been given, do you know how heavy it weighs on me?
で何がそんなに心配なの？
So what do you mean when you say you're worried, Pharaoh?
秘密。それを言ってしまったら私がこうして出てきた意味が
That's a
ないもの。
secret. If I tell you that, there's no reason for me to show up.
ほんと相変わらずね。
You're exactly the same.
でもそれを知ればベリータは不幸になる。
But if you figure it out,
こ
you'll
れ
be
だけは
unhappy.
確かよ。
I'm sure of that at the very least.
またそれ？過保護なお姉ちゃんね。
This again, aren't you being overprotective?
そう言われてしまったら何も言えないわ。でも今回は規模が違う話なのよ、ベリータ。
When you put it that way, your big sis has nothing to say. However, this time the scale's different, Verita.
これは今まで隠されてきた真実とは重みが違うの。
This truth, it carries a different weight than the truths we have been concealed up to now.
で、また全力で邪魔してくる気？
So you're gonna try your hardest to get into my way?
いいえ、もうベリータの歩みを邪魔するつもりはないわ。お姉ちゃんだって成長するんだから。
No, I have no thought of trying to block your way forward. Your big sis has grown through all that too. All this too, you know.
ベリータが自分の道を進んでいくのを私には止められないって分か
Verita,
ったのよ。
Verita. I know I can't stop your progress any longer.
でも本当に平気なの？
However, is that really okay, Verita?
お姉ちゃんがいなくなればベリータは一人ぼっちになっちゃうわ。
If big sis were to go away, you'll be all alone.
一人ぼっちなんて。そんなことないよ。私には先生もいるし。
Alone? That's not true, Miss Fairing.
ああ、ベリータ。二人の仲が熱々なのはお姉ちゃんも否定しないわ。で
Oh,
も
Verita, I won't
そう
deny
い
that
う
the
話
flame
じゃないの。
has grown between the two of you. Yet, that's not our problem here.
ベリンさんも管理局の人たちも結局はそれぞれ自分の人生を生きてい
Miss
るの
Fairing
よ。
and the Brew people, they have all their own lives to
つま
live.
りベリータが自分のためにベリンさんを救ったように
Just like you saved
あの
Miss
人
Fairing
た
for
ち
your
も
own reasons,
自分のためになるからベリータを助けるの。
they would save you for theirs.
でもお互いの考えを読み合うだけで相手そのものになることはできないわ。
But in the end, you can't read each other's minds or become each
お
other.
姉ちゃんが消えたらもう完全な私たちは存在しなくなるの。
If Big Sis disappears, it won't be us anymore.
メロ、
Pharaoh,
私はそうは思わない。
my thoughts are different.
ベリータ、今なんて？
Verita, what are you trying to say?
レトロ、そこまでです。
Retro, that's enough.
急にどうして？
Excuse me, suddenly why?
危ないかも。
You may be in danger.
何かがおかしいです。
Something is off.
時間がないから早く決めないと。
Without time, gotta decide quickly.
あれ？
Huh?
中に誰かいるんですか？
Someone's inside.
いやあ、商人さん。
Come in, my good merchant.
バサーニオさん、
Mr. Vasaneo,
どうしてここに？
how did you get?
なんだその反応は。また借金を回収しに来るときに会おうと言ったじゃないか。ジェロータで。
What sort of welcome is that? You told me you're gonna visit today, you're gonna pay your debt, no? Back in Zelda?
その約束なら借金を返した時点でチャラになったと思って
I
たん
thought
で
that
すけど。
promise was made known the day I paid it off.
そうか、そう思ってたのか。
Ah, is that right? So that's where your thoughts were going.
借金を返しただって。
You think you paid off your debt? Ha ha ha.
今まで何をしてたんですか？
What have you been doing all this time?
本当は気になってたのか？私のことなんかすっかり忘れて、宝探しでもしてるのかと思っていたよ。
See, I've been curious. I figured you have completely forgotten about that. Gone back to running around in search of treasure.
まあ、隠れながら生きることには慣れているからね。
Well,
ファミリーの友人たちと違って、裏側の空間に頼りきりなわけでもない。
I've gone good at
私にはプラン B があるというこ
hiding
と
by
だ。
now, unlike my family and friends. I haven't been relying on dark spaces, coming up with a plan B instead.
それは良かったですね。
That's great to hear.
このテーブルに着くと、なんだかほっとしないか？
And this place, can't you feel the respite here? Like this table right here.
お嬢さんが作ってくれたパスタは、飽きるどころか、今じゃ思い浮かべただけで胸焼けがしてくるが、それでもここで食事をしていた時間は、悪いものではなかった。
I had quite enough of the little Mrs. Pasta, and the thought of it makes me sick to my stomach. Yet sharing our meals here wasn't half bad.
それだけ何度も来てたからじゃないですか。しつこいくらい。
Well, that shows how often you come, quite persistent.
そうだな。
Indeed.
それだけ、何度もここへ来ていたんだな、私は。
That's all it's about, how often I've come.
だがな、さっきのは違う。
But one thing, you're quite mistaken.
はい？
Excuse me?
借金を返したって話だ。おかしいと思わないか？
About paying your debt? Isn't that misleading?
私は確かに、不死のステップを受け取るはずだった。だが、あの宝石は今、商人さんの腹の中にしっかり収まってるだ
I
ろう。
was supposed to get the staff of eternal life as payment, but that gem is thoroughly embedded in your belly, my dear merchant.
つまり、私は今日、それをもらっていきたいと思っているんだ
So,
よ。
shouldn't I be getting my hands on it today?
闇金らしくね。
Just like a loan shark should.
ベリー、早く僕の後ろへ。
Varric, get behind me.
来ないで！持ってます！
Stay back, he's got something. Stay back, he's got something.
フレアを！
It's the flare.
タイムオーバーだ。
Time's up. You said there was flares
ボ
remaining?
ータンさん、どうして急に？
Miss Votan, what's wrong?
少し前にマナが放出されました。それもかなり広範囲に。
Just a moment ago, there was a release of mana. It's quite large in scale.
少なくとも20メートル以上。概算で30メートル範囲です。
It happened at least 20 meters away, probably closer to 30.
30メートルって。いや、
30
でも
meters.
あのステップはもう。
But that staff is...
違うわ。例外があったでしょ。
No, there must have been an exception.
どうやら、私のフレアは不良品だったらしい。滝へ飛び込む直前に、突然火が消えてしまったんだ。
I think my flare was defective. Right before I was about to throw myself at the waterfall, that flame went out.
それで、水車の流れに巻き込まれて気を失ったようだ。目を開けたら、この岸辺に流れ着いていたというわけだ。
I was caught up in the currents of the water wheel and passed out.
ついていないにも程があるだろう。
And when I opened up my eyes, I was at the shore. Quite the lucky break, yes?
早く。
Quickly.
ブリアン捜査官、どうしたんです？応答してください。
Detective Brian was wrong. Answer.
今小さく聞こえた時計の音。レトロショップだわ。
Sound of the clock in the background. That sharp retro.
レトロショップです。早く！
Sharp retro, quickly.
どのようにして突き止めたのか聞きたいものですが、
I'll have to
今は
ask
それどころでは
you.
ないですね。
It's hardly the time.
私にしっかりついてきてください。
Step close behind and follow.
ブリアンさん！
Mr. Brian.
刺されてはいますが、急所は避けられたようです。ステップでしょうか。しかし、この辺りにはマナが。
He's been stabbed. The culprit, Mrs. Vitals. Was he hit by the staff? The men in this area.
フレアを使ってます。 ステップの周囲はスキルの影響を受けないのでマナが検出できないんです。
Someone used the flare. The area nearest the staff is unaffected by the skill, so there's no mana left behind.
廃校で見つかったという静止ステップですか。しかし
The staff you found in the abandoned mine that stops motion, but
バサーニョさんが使ったのは不発でした。それを再転化して使ったんです。
the one Mr. Vasnio used failed on him, so he had to reignite it and use it again.
ヘビバサーニオポーシャがそんなことを。
The snake, that was Vasnio's Portia's doing.
南だ。
South.
ブリアンさん、
Mr. Brian,
ベリンが連れ去られ
he
ました。
took Varing.
先生がどうして。
It's Varing, but why?
目的は不死。
Eternal life. But what's his
そうか
goal?
追跡します。ベリータレトロ、あなたは救急隊を。
Attract them. Verita Retro, call for a doctor.
はい。
Right.
血がこうやって押さえていれば。
With the blood, shouldn't I put pressure on the wound?
先
It's Varing.
生がサンリオさんが
Mr. Vasnio took her.
何をしているんです。
What are you doing?
はい止血を。
You're bleeding.
あなたがいるべき場所はここじゃない。
This is not where you should be.
あなたも行くんです、レトロ。
You should go too. Go Retro.
でもせめて救急隊が。
Excuse me, at least until the doctor arrives, I...
いい加減にしなさい。あなたは最悪の場合を想定すべきです。
Don't be ridiculous. You must think of the worst case.
今この状況で起こりうる最悪の状況は何ですか。僕が死ぬことですか。
What's the worst thing that could happen right now? My death?
それともポーシャが不死を手に入れること。違うでしょう。
Or is it Portia getting his hand on it? On eternal life, am I wrong?
あなたにとって最悪なのは。
It's the worst case for you.
先生、
It's very...
私行きます。先生のところへ。
I'll go to her.
戻ったら言わずに取っておいた最高の矛盾を教えて
When
み
you
ま
get
す。
back, I'll tell you the greatest contradiction I've been holding on to. Hmm.
どうしてだろ
But why?
う。目的地もわからないのに足取りはいつもより確信を持っていた。
I don't know where I'm going, but my legs are moving like they got more conviction than ever.
良い物語の結末は始まりの場所に戻ってくることだって。
They said every good story
誰かが言ってた。
returns to the place where it began. So
だ
that's
か
where
ら
I
きっ
must
と
be headed now.
私とあの人の物語が
Back
始
there,
まっ
where we first
た。
met.
私たちの始発点へ。
Back to our starting point.
どうしたんだお嬢さん。
What's wrong, little miss?
何か買い戻したいものでもあるのか。
There's something you're hoping to buy back again?
今度こそ返す気はないけどな。
This time, though, I have no intention of selling.
マサーニョさん、
Mr. Vasanio,
先生は
Miss Fairing?
おお、彼女を心配してるのか。ずいぶん大切な。
Oh, are you worried about her? Isn't that peculiar?
大丈夫だ。まだ生きてる。ひどいことを言うもんだから少し眠らせただけだ。
Don't you worry, she's still alive. She was just talking a bit too much, so I gave her a mild sedative.
どうしてこんなことするんですか。
Why are you doing this?
今更か。私の目的なら
You're asking that now? I told you my business long ago.
不死だよ、お嬢さん。
Eternal life, little miss.
そうはさせません。
I can't let you do that.
手を挙げろ、ヘビ。
Hands up, snake.
お カラスさんも来てたのか。
Oh, have you arrived, Madam Crow?
なんというか。
Indeed, there's something about this.
これで終わり。
It feels like the end.
私たちも
The end for all of us.
うるさい。おとなしく投降しろ。
Too much talk. Just surrender and let me take you in.
逮捕だって。そんなこともできたのか。
Take me
カラ
in.
スさんは
You three think out loud at Madam Crow?
逮捕じゃなくて殺す気なんだろ。
You wouldn't take me in.
私のことも。
You would just kill me too.
ボータンさん、本当に
It's Photon. Is he right?
抵抗しても無駄。私にはどんなステップも通じない
There's no use resisting. No stand for work on me.
そうか。その手袋活用しすぎなんじゃないか。渡さなければよかったな。
Right, that glove. You're really getting your money's worth, huh? I shouldn't have handed it over.
でもこうしたらどうだ。
However, what's he going to do for this?
バサーニョさん、そんなことしたら本当に死んじゃいます。
Mr. Vasnia, if you really do that, she will really kill you.
し
Kill me?
違うぞお嬢さん。私は生きるためにもがいているんだ。私は生きたいんだ。
No, little miss, I'll do anything in my power to hold on to this life. I want to live.
お嬢さん、君のせいだよ。
Little miss, it's all because of you.
生きたいだってそんなこ
I want to live.
と久しかったの
It has been so long since I forgot that fact.
それなのに
But is it the reveal that Vasnio is the man? Excuse me?
罪深い女になっちゃったわね。
You become a very sinful woman, Verita.
エロ、
Or maybe you're throwing us off.
手榴弾か。
A grenade.
バサーニオさんも必死だけど、一つ大きな勘違いをしていることに気づい
Mr.
てないみ
Vasnio
た
has
い
been
ね。
very desperate too. He doesn't know he made a grave miscalculation.
ボータンさんはいざとなればベリンさんと一緒に彼を始末するつもりよ。
Miss Photon. It seems like she's looking for a chance to take out Miss Varing alongside Mr. Vasnio. What?
ベリータ、管理局の人たちがどれだけあなたを欲しがってると思う？あなたは彼らが世界中を探し回って見つけた
Verita, you don't know how
Puzzle
badly
の
those
最後のピース
people
なの。
want you, huh? You're the last piece of puzzle they've traveled the whole world gathering
あ
up.
なたを守るためなら数十人の命くらい
If it's to
平
protect
気
you,
で奪えるはずよ。
they'll throw away thousands of other
ベ
lives.
リンさんはもちろん自分たちの命までもね。
That goes for Miss Varing's life and her own.
ボータンさん、少しだけ時間を
Miss
くださ
Photon,
い。
just wait 1 second.
私が話してみま
I have
す。
something to say.
まったく厄介ですね。ダビデというのは何でも当然のように見透かして
Real
くれる。
bothersome, you David Locke. You're gonna butt in and talk like everything's a given, huh?
10分。それ以上は待て
10
ません。
minutes, no more.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
見せてもらいましょ
Let
う
me。see.
ダビデの石投げを。
Show me how well you throw stones.
あら、お姉ちゃんに助けを求めてこないの
Oh
ね。
my, not asking your big sis for help.
助けるつもりがあったなら、とっくに助けてるはず。
If you were going to help, you would have already done it.
それに、私に危険が及ぶことには口を挟ん
Plus,
で
I'm
こな
not
い
putting
でしょ
myself in danger, am I?
何をこそこそ喋ってるんだ。また私だけ仲間外れ。
Why are you two whispering like that? Leaving me out as usual.
もうこれで最後だと
As I said, this is the end.
あと10分。質問は慎重にしないと。
10 minutes. I need to be careful what questions I ask.
じゃあ少しだけ二人きりで話しま
Well
しょ
then,
う。
let's have a little talk,
Bassanio
Mr.
san.
Bassanio. Well, I'll just leave this as a cliffhanger right now. I don't know how much of the game is left for this chapter, but if it's like 30 minutes or 10 minutes, that's okay, but well, I don't know the future. So we'll leave it here next time. We have some current objective right now, where the staff has two functions. And Vasinio, why is he doing this? So we'll find out next time. See you then.